Welcome back to another episode on the Metal Verbalizers podcast. This podcast is for you that want to discover new fantastic metal. We feel that there aren't enough podcasts that support the underground scene. That is why the whole purpose of this podcast is to find new and/or smaller bands and tell you about them. This is going to be a brand new Tour Stories episode. Tour Stories is where we invite the bands that we have featured and have them tell us stories from their tours. Real stories by real musicians. Is the life on the road like we see in the movies, or is it not? Join us in this episode where Johan is going to have a chat with the band Campa.
Here's another Tour Stories episode. I guess we can start by having you introduce yourself a little bit.
So I'm Buddha, I'm the lead singer of the band Campa.
Okay,
And-
I'm Dom, I play the guitar. I'm one of the guitarists.
Yeah, and I'm Lucas. I'm playing the bass guitar.
Right, great. I guess we could have a little quick introduction of your band as well.
So we are Campa, we are a thrash metal band based in Berlin. We are active since the end of 2023. And so we released an album last year, an EP last year called To the Grave, and we are already working in the second one. So that's pretty much it.
Working
Right.
hard. Very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds great to me. Of course, as I've explained many times before, but I'm a big fan of that EP.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for that's
Yeah, no
amazing
problem.
to hear.
I remember when that released and I listened to it the first time. I was a huge fan right away.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice. I also need to tell you that I remember that you were following us since the beginning. I think
Yeah.
since the first single, "Fill Me Up with Poison,"
Yeah,
and since then we have been in contact and so on. I'm also a big fan of your work. I always
Yeah,
listen
thank you
to
very
it on Spotify, and it's getting better and better. It's also very nice.
yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really appreciate that, and I mean it's a great way. It's a great thing that we're getting better and not the opposite.
Yeah. It's always, I think, the intention of someone when we do something is always to get better, or at least not go back. You know, that's always the best thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. And we have several plans that hopefully will continue that
Yeah, nice.
progress. So hopefully.
Yeah.
I guess we could continue with if you have like some stories that you would like to talk about.
Well, we had already some fun stuff, but we are a very recent band, even though that we are active and so on, but we are only playing gigs since the end of 2023. I think we can say that we had a lot of fun with Dexa already. We were traveling with them to Poland. We had a gig in Kielce, a city in Poland, and there was not many people there. And after the show, we start jamming, so we stay on the stage and we start jamming with Dexa. Nothing related with metal. We were playing jamming,
Right.
different stuff like blues and psychedelic rock, that kind of stuff, So we had a lot of fun, and we felt completely free. And when you are playing with friends and so on, you feel free to take all your masks and have fun. Just
Yeah, for sure.
that was pretty sick. And we also have other stories, but some of them we cannot tell. Like we are doing bad stuff that we cannot say, and that's pretty much, so
It's
yeah,
better if we just stay quiet about it.
yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, I will admit that I'm a little bit curious when you put it like that, but all right.
I can tell you that there was one show that we were really crazy,
All right.
and we didn't know that if we could deliver, but we managed it.
All right.
But yeah, it's that kind of stuff. So that's we are having fun. We are having fun doing our shows. We are meeting a lot of people. We are meeting a lot of bands that we are fans of, and that's the best part, man. That's been amazing. And at the same time, we are meeting people that already know our band or that are discovering our band in the shows, and they are enjoying. They are talking with us. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, last time we played in Luxembourg at the Hollow Metal, it was pretty awesome. We played with Evile. That was
Right.
huge, man. And there were like some like early adults, kids like moshing all the time, even at our gig, and it was such a pleasure, man. It was amazing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, bands like Evil is kind of like legendary in the new wave scene.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
They delivered. They pretty much delivered.
Yeah. I've never seen Evil live, but I can imagine. I can imagine for sure.
Man, they just arrive, they play, destroy, and go home. That's the.
Yeah, but also they had some problems with their gear as well, like with the airline and stuff. They got from one other band, they got lent a lot of gear and stuff. So that was awesome as well. And the organizing and stuff, it was so amazing. The Hollow Metal, man.
Yeah, very nice people. They put the things together. And Luxembourg also have a lot of cool bands, thrash metal bands, and so on. And we played with Desdemonia, that is one, I think, the oldest metal band there. We played with I'm feeling the name now. Fusion Bomb, for example. We saw them, me and Marian. We were in their show with Suicidal Angels. So man, we are fans already, and we are playing with these people, and that's pretty sick, man. And of course, Evile. When we said to the people, when we are gonna open for Evile, everyone was like, "Man, you motherfuckers!" So it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick, yeah. But like I said, Luxembourg. We were in two different countries till now. In Poland and in Luxembourg now, people are very welcoming. We have been very well received. In Poland, the people are very warming. They know they really enjoy the concert, and that's pretty sick. In Luxembourg as well. So yeah, and we are thrilled to meet new places, meet new countries, and play for people that enjoy thrash metal or metal at all. That's our goal, and like I said, we are having a lot of fun, and we are meeting a lot of nice people.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree about like a place like Luxembourg as well. With bands like we have featured bands from Luxembourg, such as Sublime, for example, is another band.
Yeah. They were also there, watching the show.
Right.
They are also releasing something new this month, I think.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, they are very, very good. And they also Praetor, they are very good as well. And there are more bands starting, and man, it's crazy. It's such a small place with such a nice scene. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And I mean, that's something that I've noticed about like a country like Germany as well, and not the least like around Berlin, that there's a lot of great thrash metal bands currently right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to talk about it. I'm taking the microphone. Yeah, we have a lot of bands here. We are kind of also supporting each other. I think we are more and more like a family with the time. We are very recent, but for example, we are very good friends with Nexa, with Asia Assassin, Annexation, Space Parasites, and then you have also, of course, the Space Chasers. Also, Significance, the youngest ones. They just released
Yeah.
a very nice single, and they're releasing, I think, an album. Man, and this is amazing to play with all of them, you know. And we, I get very jealous when they release something, and I want to release as well, you know. And I want to you start to comparing you to try to get to a different level, you know. And that's pretty sick when you have a lot of people around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also there were such familiar vibes. For example, last concert when we played at the Spirale, when we played Thrash Talk, I think Volume 3. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Volume 3, right? Yeah, it was amazing. Like the good vibes around. It was like a little family, and
Right.
that was pretty huge, man.
Yeah, that sounds like a great thing for sure.
And then we also have the fact that every band comes to Berlin. So we are like we are the capital of Germany, and everyone comes here to play. Everyone wants to play, so we end up having more chances to play with bigger bands, you know. And we are exposed to the concerts, you know, and that's also very also give you strength to fight more, to do more, to write more, and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. As I have a different background. I'm Portuguese, and for us to go to a concert, you need to do 300 kilometers. You know, like to see a big band,
Right. Yeah.
or if you want to start a band, there's no one. You need to start a band. For example, you are a metal singer or a punk singer, and your drummer is someone that plays only metal, and then the bass player is a funk player. You know,
Yeah.
so it's harder to do the things, and it's harder to get out. We are here in a very good position where we have access to everyone, and we have also access to other countries where we can go and play and so on. And that's pretty sick, man.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you mean. But yeah, I really love that kind of idea of like a proper scene, like you're describing in Germany. But would you also like say that the same could be said about like the audience and the fans when it comes to thrash metal, for example?
I think that I go to a lot of shows. I'm always in shows, you know, and you have a base of people that are always the same, depending on the style. Yeah. So you have the old school thrashers, the old school death metal guys, and so on. This classic death metal and so on, and you kind of know everyone. You know?
Right.
Sometimes you see a different face. Sometimes someone is coming and say, "Hey, this is Buddha, this is Johan or something." You know, you got to meet someone different, but normally you see the same faces. You might not
Right.
talk with everyone, but I mean in the underground. When you go to the
Yeah.
bigger shows, then you have different people that
Yeah.
don't go every week to a show. But in the underground, we kind of know each other, you know. So that's yeah.
I
But
think
it's
it's pretty like similar here actually. Like when you go to those like a little bit more like underground shows, you usually recognize some people.
Yeah, for sure. And we are playing since the beginning with mostly with thrash metal bands here, ora? And you kind of meet the same publicum. That was
Yeah.
always our goal in the beginning, was to target more the thrash metal people, yeah. But we kind of feel that we need to play also with different local bands,
All right.
you know, like from different genres that are kind of connected also with Thrash.
Yeah.
So we can reach new people from the scene, you know, like but yeah, let's see with the time what comes, and yeah, we are having fun, and we are creating kind of a family here. We want the family to grow up all the time. That's always the goal. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you're saying as well that I could definitely see some sense in like playing with bands that might not even be thrash metal necessarily, but kind of like you're saying, for example, maybe like a black metal band or like a death metal band could definitely work.
Yeah, for sure. We are also, we played with some, for example, in Grind and Nazi Scum festival. It was grindcore.
Yeah, right.
We were playing out of Berlin with black metal bands, for example. Because we are a thrash metal band, but we have some points that people can connect with these different styles. And man, we always have fun watching it. For example, we were playing in December. Where was it, guys? In
Neubrandenburg.
yeah,
We
Neubrandenburg.
played in Neubrandenburg, yeah. And I think the audience was watching for different kind of different types of metal in one show. And I think they're searching for a mixed show.
Yeah. So we play with two black metal bands, and man, it's very inspiring, you know, because you start looking for different that you also can use in your music, you know. And I think in the last songs that we are creating, we are getting much and much influenced by our surroundings for by these shows where we listen to this kind of sounds, and we kind of emulate or recreate or integrate in our music, you know.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sick as well.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also kind of cool from like an audience's perspective, I think, with having like, for example, a thrash metal band and a black metal band, that like it's kind of like if you're like into thrash metal and not so much black metal, you can kind of like explore that a little bit as well, to kind of like experience that, which you might not have done otherwise, and that way you can find like pretty cool music that you might not have heard otherwise. So it's kind of like stuff like that is pretty cool as well with doing that.
I mean, I think you can always stay open-minded about things, and that's the proper like surrounding to get to know other stuff and like to also experience good old black metal for sure. Yeah, the thing is, I got like Saske, our drummer, I got him to the dark side of black metal, and so we always experiment with it like kind of recently, and let's see what happens.
All right,
I'm looking forward.
I see. Is that kind of like a hint towards the upcoming music?
Nah, not really.
All right,
we'll see.
Let's see. We have how many songs till now? We have 7 songs. I think 7 songs.
6 or 7, yeah.
6 or 7.
And man, you can still if you listen to it, you know that it's Campa. But we what I always say is that we are a thrash metal band, no doubts about it. But as much as it is tempting to gimmick other stuff, you know, to gimmick new wave of thrash metal, to gimmick the classics and so on, I think we need to create our own aura, you know, and so we might flirt with other genres. We might, but we are a thrash metal band. That's no doubts about it. Yeah, so that's also, I think by saying this, I'm integrating Marian here, because Marian is our main composer, and yeah, we are a thrash metal band, man. We flirt with with different genres, every one of us come from different places, but yeah, you might have some stuff from black metal there. You might have some from hardcore there. You might have something, but it's still like the first EP, Campa thrash metal. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, from a listener's perspective, I'm going to completely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, it's we have been watching a lot of bands, and we have been watching bands live and bands that kind of influence us. Normally, are bands that are very unique. You know, like they belong to a style, but they are more than a style. You know, and I think that's what is important for us.
Yeah.
More important is to have fun, you know. But when we create, we are not trying to emulate or gimmick someone.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe that even like kind of goes hand in hand in a way. That if you're kind of like not getting too stuck in like categories and stuff like that, and like basically just writing and playing the music you want to do, regardless, I think that might make it more fun as well.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I don't play an instrument. I'm a singer, so I'm kind of doing my thing all the time.
Right.
But I think for the musicians, it's very. I think it's very. It's like controlling your own opinions, you know, like or controlling the way you love something. You cannot control that. If you are putting that barriers on your feelings, you stop being yourself. And when you are composing and you are having ideas, okay, you can cut stuff by quality, you know, but I think it's very important to be free to think the way you think, and to create what you are creating.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
You were saying?
No, I'm saying that, for example, I can tell you that with the lyrics, for example, that I'm writing now, they all follow kind of again a thematic. But I think I went a little bit more deeper into myself, and in a way that normally I don't see people getting so personal in a you know, in that way. But I went there, and I want to go there more. And let's see how it comes, man. But it's I have a lot of feeling, you know, on the things that we are doing. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the guys to give me that opportunity to be with them in this family that is Campa, and to create something special for me at least. And it's been a great journey. You know, that's amazing.
Man, man.
Yeah.
We're so happy to have you, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, you mentioned that you have like 5 to 6 songs right now for the upcoming one. So is that going to be a full length, or is that also going to be an EP?
A full length.
Right.
It's gonna be a big one, a big boy.
Right. Yeah, that sounds really great to me.
Man, it's a little bit. I'm a person. I have this thing with Marian, our guitar player. Like I said, is the main composer. So we have one song that was written for the new album that was written by Doma, but mostly he always bring up the ideas, and then we gather together, and we start from there. You know, so it normally sends me like a song that sounds like a Game Boy game.
Yeah, always those guitar profiles and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, man, I have an idea. Here is the song, and then I write the song from there, and then we go to the rehearsal room. We rehearse every week, so we are not a band that doesn't rehearse. We are together,
right?
And then we go from there. We change things and so And I was like, man, we need to release something right now. Let's do EP. Let's do EP. And he was like, no, it's an LP. It's an LP. We need.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are gonna do a big one, and like I said, we are composing more, and then we might cut songs and get the best ones. But I'm very happy to what we have till now.
So I guess we could kind of like ask you that as well. That do you have any idea when this might be released?
I don't know. So I know that we want to record it this year, but I cannot say.
All right.
Or guys, am I right? I think
yeah, pretty much.
So we were not expecting to. I think we were not expecting to have the shows that we are having, and we are also not expecting to be so fruitful with the composing, because my experience with other bands, it was very slow, and now it's getting very fast, but I think we are kind of afraid to not, or we don't want to go back on quality. We want to deliver something that you can compare to the grave and say, man, it's better, or it's the same line, or whatever. But we want to do something well done, and we need to go to studio and so on. So it's gonna take time.
All right. So if I understand it correctly, it's like that you want to make sure to really take your time to really guarantee that you will make it exactly how you want it and as good as possible.
Yes, but with that being said, we are not saying that we are just sleeping on it. We are actively working on it.
Yeah, I see.
We are, like I said, we are rehearsing every week. This week we are not rehearsing because we have 2 members that are sick. But other than that, we rehearse every week, 2 hours, 3 hours. And we are now in this time that we have no shows. We have no shows till April. We are just composing and working on new songs.
Right.
So it might be that we go to studio after the first half of the year, but I cannot promise.
I see. So I was actually going to ask you about that as well, about like touring and playing shows. If you have any like plans for that. But maybe you have some like plans that are already like confirmed for after April.
Yeah. So we are playing in April here in Berlin with Insanity Alert and Niki Lauda Firefighters. So that's a very nice gig. I'm a big fan of both bands, and amazing. Yeah. We just confirmed a new festival for August. I don't know if I can talk about it yet, because I think they are gonna announce us later.
All right.
We are playing in Slovenia in Tominator.
Right.
So this is an amazing gig. It's my favorite festival ever, and I'm very happy to go there.
Yeah.
And we are all happy because the lineup is so crazy and the location is even better. And if someone is listening to it and need tickets, talk with us. We have tickets to sell, by the way.
All right.
And what more? We
Bergisch Metal in May.
Bergisch Metal here in Bergisch Gladbach. And yeah, we have more stuff, but they are not yet announced.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's gonna follow the same line as last year. I think we are gonna do something about 14, 15 concerts this year.
I see. So obviously, I would strongly encourage the people listening to keep their eyes open for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are also saying the same. Listen to Campa. And I hope you enjoy as much as I enjoy to scream that shit out of me. And yeah, we are looking forward to it. to go to studio with. We are going again with Tom from EXA. It's where we record, and is our producer. Yeah, we are looking forward to go there, have new ideas, bring something special, and something that is Campa style.
Right.
So, yeah.
So yeah, you mentioned a few countries that you've been playing in before, like Luxembourg, Poland, and then now the festival in Slovenia, for example. Is there any other place that you're like would really want to play in that you haven't played already?
Yeah,
like a country or festival or?
Well, I would love to play Portugal because I'm Portuguese and I don't play in Portugal since 15 years.
All right.
So I would love to go there. And I would love to go everywhere. You know? I would love to go to Sweden. I would love to go to Denmark and so on. But I think if we are talking with musicians, they know what we are talking about. Everything is expensive. So for us to record is expensive, to create the merch is expensive, and so on. So we need to analyze everything, you know. We need to prepare everything. So we might tour Europe in after the album release. We might. So it depends. It's something that we need to reunite in the band to work on. You know, like we need to prepare everything and check if it's doable by financially. You know, so because we always have someone that knows us, but we are not Metallica. You know, we are not earning. Our goal is always to not bring less money that we took to the place, but we lose money. You know, so that's. So we really need to prepare everything. We need to cut our holidays, say to our wives and girlfriends and so on that no, we are not going to have this 20 days of holidays together. You know, so that's something that we need to prepare and to think about it. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And that is what were you saying?
But I think, for example, Netherlands, Czech Republic, so the countries that are here around Germany, there's a big chance that we go there.
All right.
There's a big chance. We also have friends from other bands from these places, and we might go there. It's easier for us. But for example, to go to Portugal or to go to the Scandinavian countries and so on is, or East European countries is a little bit more complicated.
I can imagine. And there is something that we usually like to kind of mention on Mellow Verbalizers, the kind of part of it being very, very difficult, and you know, actually touring and playing and like actually having a band requires a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I think I can. For example, to rehearse, we need to have a rehearsal room. We pay rent for it. It's like almost like a small apartment. We every time that we get to the studio, we need to pay it, even though that is a friend that does it, but it's ours that is taking care of us. When we print merch, everything, we need to put money on front, you know, and we take the risk. And man, people are helping us a lot. They support us in every matter, but it's a lot. Money-wise, is complicated. So we need to really. It's like for us to make a CD, buy all the merch and so on, is almost like buying a new car, you know.
Yeah.
So not a big car, but it's you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it's that part is hard, and then it's the time that we are not with our families, and we need to sometimes take days off work to go on a Friday somewhere or something like that. And, that's hard.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's also so like the kind of parts of like actually carrying around all the equipment and getting everything to point A to point B and making sure everything like works and stuff like that as well.
Yeah,
sometimes,
for sure.
Sometimes it's so fucked up because we are 5 people, and for example, for the gig in Luxembourg, we had to go with one car for saving money, and yeah, we had to get all the stuff inside and just with 5 seats, and it's very yeah, 8 hours to drive. It was very tough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and then they need to sleep with me and I snore, that kind of stuff. It's even worse. No, but this, yeah, it's always, we need to choose what we take, you know, it's like, do we take more, less merch? Do we take 3 guitars or 2, you know, that kind of stuff. When we have a bigger car or something, we bring everything that we can, like third guitar in case something breaks, you know, that we don't need to change nothing. Yeah, but it's fun, man. It's fun, but we need to think everything in advance and prepare everything. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, again, as I mentioned, that is like a part of the thing that it almost feels like a lot of people don't really think about.
Yeah, but I think it's normal. It's like your
Yeah.
pain doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
You know, like I can be someone that thinks, man, maybe this guy is suffering. You know, you can connect with people if you are a person that think about it. But normally people, for example, I have a lot of people that say, you should come to this city. And I'm like, yeah, but we were there, it's 50 kilometers from there. Yeah, but we cannot go there, you know. So we are also, Berlin is very known and is a big city, but for us to go even for the center of Germany, it's like 3 hours, you know, 3-4 hours driving, and
yeah,
and then also the organizers of the shows, a lot of times they are putting money up front, or they don't receive money to pay the bands in a, you know, because there are not that many people in the show, or the shows, you know, that's a lot of things, you know. So it's not only us, it's also the people that are behind the scenes that have a bad time organizing shows and putting everything together to make us feel comfortable and so on. So I think normally people don't know about this, and it's normal they don't know because they were not there, you know, so in that space, in that position. But yeah, there are a lot of different aspects that make things a little bit harder. But man, then we have a lot of people like you and like other people that put hands to work and create blogs, make interviews, make photos, come to our shows, buy all the CDs from all the bands, you know, talk about it, make posts, make that and that. So I think that makes everything different and makes in the end of the day, we are lucky because we have a lot of supportive fans, and I mean the metal scene in general. You know, I think it's the genre that or the style of music that has more people like that are crazy, that buy everything, that goes everywhere. That's pretty sick, man.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and it's like I've explained many times before, that is basically like the core essence of Metal Verbalizers, as I would describe it, like basically kind of showing appreciation for that great and hard work, as well as like actually trying to do something to actually support, like actively.
Yes, thank you for that, man. That's amazing. And I, for example, in my case, I'm that kind of nerd that is listening to podcasts and looking at new bands and so on. And I listen to your stuff. I go directly listen to it, follow on mostly on Spotify and so on.
All right.
And man, it's amazing, man.
Because, yeah, thank you very, very much. That means a lot.
We always get to know something new, and that's pretty sick.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, again, that's kind of like what we want to achieve. So that is, of course, a very, very great thing to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of like you're saying. There are like several people that are really doing a lot for like the like the scene, not at least like thrash metal, such as like new wave of thrash metal on like the Facebook group and everything. It's also like a great example of like people who do a lot for like the music.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's crazy. I have more access than the guys for that because, like I said, because I'm a nerd, I consume everything that I can, and I have the advantage that I can work while listening to music. So, and sometimes I say to guys, "Hey, man, these guys were talking about this, and these guys were talking about us, and so on." And it's kind of strange for us to understand why people are doing that because when we start the band, we didn't expect that the reaction. Like I said, from my experience with other bands, it was not like that, and it's pretty sick, man. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I remember actually it was kind of funny because when I discovered Campa, like the first song I heard was again like "Fill Me Up with Poison." When that like demo came out, it was kind of funny because I found that and listened to it and like immediately liked it a lot, and then like shortly after, like Eric sends me like a message like, "Hey, check this out! Like, check this song out!" And I like open it and I like "Fill Me Up with Poison." So he's like suggested that to me before he even knew that I had already heard it.
Oh man, that's pretty sick. That's pretty cool.
So that's kind of a funny anecdote to that.
And you know what is funny? For example, sometimes I talk with people and we are talking about bands and, hey man, I like your band and so on. I also like Ozzy Assassin from Berlin. You know, and people know that things, like they know where the bands come from, and that's pretty interesting and it's pretty cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I guess we could also talk a little bit about something that I'm very interested in is to kind of like to compare like festival shows to like regular shows, so to speak. Like if you would like to discuss that a little bit.
Go for it, Doma.
I mean, we didn't play much festival shows, so I mean, we just kind of play normal like evenings out. So I can't really say much about it. But what's so different? What should be different?
I think, for example, we played Grind the Nazi Scum, and we played the Gods of Metal. Something more? Festival? No, then Thrash Talk, but it's a indoor fest. And what I think is different is like, for example, when we played the Grind the Nazi Scum, it's a grind metal fest, and it was the first that gave us the opportunity to play there. And it was something strange. It's that it was during the day. We played at 4 in the afternoon, I think, something like that. And we were playing in a completely different environment. So we were not playing for thrashers or from death metal guys. We were playing for grindcore people, grindcore fans, and so on. So I was shaking. I was afraid of the reaction. But we had a lot of fun, and normally in the festivals you have a lot of people that don't know you.
Yeah.
So you are bringing your music to someone that doesn't know you at all, and then you see how during the show how do they react to you. So during the show you get an extra boost of energy according to the reaction, and you need to play with that. You always need to play with that, but I think in the festivals you feel it more.
All right.
Because there's a lot of bands. In this case it was like, I think, 20 bands in a day or something like that. I don't know anymore.
Right.
But it was a lot of bands, and you have not that much time to prove yourself in a different environment. So yeah, but I love festivals, man. I love festivals. I love it. I love.
Yeah, sure. I didn't get the question right away, man. Sorry for that. The thing was, we played, for instance, at the Wacken Metal Battle, and we just played for 20 minutes, man. Like, what can you get? How can you create an atmosphere in 20 minutes? It's
Right.
very difficult.
Yeah, 20 minutes sounds quite short.
Yeah, but we gave what we are better on. We gave them energy, raw, and man, in the end, we brought some new fans or new followers, new people that like our music out of that experience, and that was amazing too.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like you don't have this time to build in.
Yeah.
For example, if you have an hour show, you can kind of build a story,
Yeah.
out of your show. And if you play 20 minutes, you play the ones that the faster ones, the ones that make everyone crazy, So that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like you're saying that when you have that much more time, you kind of like have a little bit more space to kind of like put in some like other things here and there, for example. But that's also like a thing that I really appreciate with like bands like Midnight, for example. When I saw them live, like they basically made a thing of like going to the microphone and like after one of the songs, like, yeah, you're not here to hear us speak, so we'll just continue, and they just continue to play. They can like use as much time of the show to play the music, and that was something that kind of like stuck, and something that I really appreciated and I really liked about it.
Man, in our shows, for example, we don't make that much of breaks. We make it mostly continuous, because when you talk a lot in a show, you have big risk of saying shit.
And yeah, I can imagine.
And I'm very good at saying huge amounts of shit. So I don't want to risk it. So I prefer not to talk that much. And I think in what we are better is in giving you this energy, this I really like to see shows where you don't have that much of a break,
Yeah.
I also must say I prefer the shows that are 30, 40 minutes. For me, it's like the 35 minutes are like you come, you boom, 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 ciao, and that's it. I love it. Of course, we played in Metal Gods. We play 1 hour, man, or 50 minutes, something like that. We had covers, we made some breaks in between. We called people to the stage, so you have this space to do something different.
Yeah,
it's not like if you, for example, in a show with 30 minutes, if you have a problem with the guitar and you cannot play, man, the whole show is fucked up. So that's the thing. I think it's mostly that. But I want festivals. I want more and more festivals. Come in, for sure. Bring it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you mentioned earlier as well, that one really cool thing with a lot of festivals is that they're like intentionally like inviting a little bit more like underground and smaller bands to play there. And I mean, that way I've found so many bands that way myself. Yeah,
for sure. And I must admit, I am a 80s guy. I was born in the 80s, so I grew up with nu metal and modern metal. And it was still, I went to Metal Days and now where Dominator is in Slovenia, that I start again flirting with new genres of metal, and again coming back to thrash metal, because I was much into modern metal and the Swedish death metal and so on.
Yeah.
And then I start listening to different stuff, and because I was kind of hidden away from these styles of metal, and then I listened to I discovered a lot of bands there.
Yeah.
So and then I started digging, and again, because I was kind of away from the metal for a while, and then I came back, and going to this festival that is so prolific in styles and so on, opened me a lot of new doors and so on.
Yeah, I really
Also
think that is a very cool thing with festivals.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I guess we could talk a little bit about like if you have like any upcoming plans. We discussed like the upcoming album. If you wanna mention something more about that, and a few of the shows. But is there something else you would like to discuss regarding that?
No, I just want to say that we are actively looking for shows. If we have some slots free for September and October, we are also planning something with EXA here in Germany and maybe around Germany during that period. So if you want us to play in your location or in your event, just send us a message. About the new album, if you guys can support us, man, check our merch and so on. We are gonna need that. So everyone that support us or follow us on Spotify, on every single app that you have, check it, follow us, so as soon as we get new music online, you can get it first, and with that you help us growing up and being more present online, and give us your feedback. If you like a song, tell us why. If you like us, tell us. If you don't like us, you can also tell us. It's also okay. And yeah, I think it's pretty much about it. About the new album, we are actively working on it. We want to record and to release something new. It's just a question about the quality. Also, because we have a method, we like to record the drums all together, so we are not gonna record one song at a time or something like that. So we need to have everything aligned to make it happen together. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, but I think it's gonna be nice. And yeah, we are looking forward. And get prepared to hurt your neck.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would also like to add to that it really is very, very important to liking, commenting, and sharing and all that, because that does make a very, very big difference. It might not seem like a very, very big thing for a lot of people, but it does really, really make a difference. So definitely do that.
Yeah, I can tell you. I organize also I organize Thrash Talk, is my festival and so on. And as much as it hurts, man, when I talk with other promoters or promoters talk with me, hey, can you help me out? Can you indicate me a band to open for this band and so on? They always check the socials. They always check the streaming stuff and so on, numbers, and where are these numbers coming from and so on. So yeah, if you are following us, you are helping us also to get more shows and so on. So that's end comment, because like I said, it's always nice to see that you guys are enjoying or and so on. That's pretty sick. It's pretty cool. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I guess is there something else that you would like to discuss or talk about or mention or support or?
I would like to say, first of all, thank you very much for having us, and man, it's a pleasure to be here with you. I hope you had a good time. I have a good time for sure. And check up the Berlin scene always. Yeah, so we have a lot of good bands in thrash metal scene and also in other metal scenes, so to say, other genres. Check up Senpais, Exa, Annexation, Significance, Space Parasites, and so many more. So we have a lot of bands here that are also now recording or composing new albums, and I think it's going to be a very nice year for thrash metal here in Berlin. So check that out.
Right. So, Dominic, would you like to mention some ending words?
Enjoy life, dude. Just live. Just do your thing. That's the most important thing. To do what you love. To make something that you can be proud of in the end, and to always be yourself. That's quite the most I would give as a like. Yeah, sure. Just do your thing. Just do your thing, man.
And
Right.
listen to Campa Thrash Metal.
Yes, definitely do that.
And do it
yeah,
while listening.
Lucas, would you like to say something more?
I think I'm done.
Right, great. But yeah, I would of course like to thank you all very, very much for taking the time to talk to me, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much again,
Thank
and
you.
listen to Campa.
Listen to Campa for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that is the end of this episode. We want to give a huge thanks to both you that have listened and the band that joined us. If you want to learn more about Campa and their music, don't forget to follow them on their social media and check out their music. If you like what we are doing here on Metal Verbalizers podcast, bringing you new metal to enjoy, don't forget to follow us on our social medias as well. This way, you will get updates on what bands we are going to feature next, and maybe you have a band in mind that you would like us to feature. Don't wait to tell us about them. We always take suggestions in consideration when we plan our episodes. Did I mention our YouTube channel? There will also have a video version of Tour Stories and all episodes in Season 4. You do not want to miss this. You've been listening to Tour Stories by Metal Verbalizers podcast featuring Campa.